Chuck Baldwin's politically active lawyer's son, fighting the tyranny, joins us. Wrote the column Freedom's Destruction Through Constitutional Deconstruction. Got about 5 minutes left, and I'm coming back with phone calls with the first 5-minute segment, then a news blitz, then more phone calls, then Lindsey Williams. You want to hear about the UN openly announcing world government yet again, arrogantly, and how the carbon tax is the key to it all. And I think the key for us to understand, Mr. Baldwin, is that we are running out of time. We are now here inside the world government. Instead of corruption that's running rampant, just stagnating, it's blooming. And now is the time for everybody to start seeing themselves as leaders and getting involved. And it doesn't mean we'll save the world by ourselves, but many hands make light work. Closing comments, Timothy Baldwin.
Well, Alex, I think that we are, in fact, short of time, and I believe that we are at a decision where, similar to our founding fathers, like Samuel Adams said, we either decide to declare our independence now and live as free men, or we decide to just go along and live as slaves. And I truly believe that we are reaching that point. And as you said, we are not going to be able to save the world by ourselves, but we can try to save our communities. We can try to save our states. And that's exactly the model that the Founding Fathers gave to us, to keep matters that affect us the most on a state and local level. And when we do that, we will keep the federal government and those people who would use us as their little pawns, we will keep them at bay. To me,
and we need zero compromise, and to know the politicians' tricks, both parties, and to really get aggressive and just say, look, I see through all your corporate scams. I know you got handbooks on how to lie to me. The games are over. And if that means following a corrupt judge as an investigative reporter and catching him with hookers, if that means, it's time to start playing hardball with this scum. They're all criminals. We need to go after them legally and lawfully.
I agree with that, and I think, too, it's time for the people to really start what I would consider to be ignoring the federal government. In other words, don't give them the flattery that they're getting from us. Ignore them.
They're not officials. They're not authorities. And at the same time, go ahead.
They're illegitimate, Alex. And I think with that, if we can focus on our state legislators, our state governors, judges, county commissioners, sheriffs, if we can start getting those people to realize our concerns and actually have them represent us, and not just us, but represent the principles of freedom, I think that we can restore this republic. But unfortunately, not all states are going to go along with that. There will be some that, of course, ignore that and will go along with this agenda that has been shoved down our throats for so many years. But, Alex, it is time for us to step up. We cannot be lethargic any longer. We have to do this now, and that's why I appreciate what you're doing so much.
Well, I appreciate what you're doing, Timothy Baldwin, in the footsteps of your father. But in closing, the good news is Republicans and Democrats I talk to now know both parties are controlled. They finally have figured it out. It's been a process, but more and more are waking up. And people aren't saying we need to fix the government. They're saying the whole thing's rotten, the whole thing's corrupt, the whole thing's evil, and it's over. And the establishment knows that. That's why they're trying to come in to intimidate people and to bring in this tyranny. But that is not going to work. And so I salute you and I appreciate you. Fire out a website where folks can learn more about what you're doing. The 10th Amendment Center?
Well, the 10th Amendment Center is a great website. It's run by Michael Bolden. He does a great job. But my website actually is www.libertydefenseleague.com.
And folks can get involved with the Liberty Defense League at libertydefenseleague.com. Via con Dios, Timothy.
Thank you, Alex.
Thank you for joining us. Back in 70 seconds with the second half of this transmission. Your phone calls, News Blitz, and Lindsey Williams. I get behind on my news blitzes, but there's one coming up in the next segment. Key information. Skip in Louisiana. You're on the air. Welcome, Skip. Thanks for holding.
Hey, man. Al, you there?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Listen, I've been on hold for like an hour, but that's all right.
Okay, but you told us. That's important. We know that
I've
now.
heard my volume go down and down and down. That might be Big Brother, but you never know.
I doubt that, but go ahead.
Anyway, you know what? I've watched your movie you just did, all right? And it was awesome.
Thank you.
And there's one question I have that I can't, I go to YouTube and I can't find it, and it is about our president holding another office in the UN.
Okay, are you kidding? I mean, we have news clips in the film where they say, President of the world, the chairman of the UN Security Council has all the power over the UN. This is historic. AP headline, Obama cements U.S. relationship with the UN by becoming first U.S. president to sit. I mean, that is the most important, most powerful position in the UN. Are you saying that he is not currently the chairman of the UN Security Council?
No. I'm saying, why is this not covered by any mainstream media?
Well, I mean, you watch the film. I mean, with fair use, we'll use a few short clips. We have CNN, Wolf Blitzer talking about it in another news clip. I mean, it should be a bigger deal.
Our whole media, like, my God, you cannot hold two government offices at one time.
Yeah, it violates Article 1, Section 9 of the U.S. Constitution. But what did Bush say about that?
Why don't we bring this guy? Why don't the citizens of the United States bring this guy to the table and say, hey, you're a fascist, you know? Well,
listen, I appreciate your call, Skip. Look, Obama is a puppet, but he was given the UN Peace Prize. They intended the whole time to make him the head of the rotating 15-member Security Council. It is the true position in the UN. The U.S. always acts like it doesn't like the UN. The United States in 1945 created it at the Presidio Naval Base in San Francisco. It's run. Only the Security Council has power. The rest of it is a debating society to suck in the third world nations so that they can be paid off at the UN. And yes, it's a big deal. That's why on the back cover of the Obama deception, I'll show you a close shot of that, I make the point. President Obama has brazenly violated Article 1, Section 9 of the U.S. Constitution by seating himself at the head of the United Nations Security Council, thus becoming the first U.S. president to chair the world body. That's why Henry Kissinger and all these elitists were there just in awe, and mouths were hanging open when he did it, because this was, the Associated Press said, Obama brings us into the New World Order. I mean, this is serious big medicine, powerful medicine, and it's poison medicine. I mean, this is big wampum for the New World Order to do this. It is just such a big deal to have Barack Obama do this. And they're just training us. NLEO 9, FEMA, 14 nations, foreign troops training to, quote, take on American domestic terrorists. And we have the DHS manual. It's gun owners, veterans, conservatives. They're just throwing the gauntlet down. World government, New World Order. Coming up, I'm going to get into Ban Ki-moon, the head of the United Nations, in the New York Times, in an editorial saying global government's here. We're going to tax your butt. Here it is right here. It's coming up. PrisonPlanet.tv viewers can see it right here in front of me. We'll be back after this quick break, and we will continue with your phone calls. First, I'm going to do a news blitz. Stay with us, ladies and gentlemen. We shall prevail.